What it do, flight crew? FTC. Flight team stand up! It may be May, but June is on its way. We got NBA players that almost passed away. This is something that is just kind of like down me a little bit. Like I was getting a little hyped and I just remember like the title of the video, like, oh, like, so make sure, FTC brothers and sisters, no matter what you do, be safe out there. Never take life for granted. And also tell the ones that you really love, you know what I'm saying, that you love them. Don't take life for granted because, you know, every day we always, you know, look forward to watching sports, but we don't know what goes on behind the scenes. Like, you know, athletes, man, they can be through all and ups and downs, through everything. They be so close to who knows what. Let's check out the NBA players that came close.
Life
to
comes
passing
at you
away.
fast. 1 minute you're playing basketball, the next you're on a train back home, going 150 miles per hour as it flies off its tracks.
No way.
These are NBA players that almost died. And that train accident, that's exactly what happened to Nicola Vuchifen.
Oh, man.
Back in 2006, Nicola was playing youth basketball in Montenegro. Him and his team, they had to get on a train to travel for a road game the next day. Everything seemed normal. Nicola and hundreds of others were doing what they do, just riding a train. But out of nowhere, everything changed. The train felt like it was floating,
Oh my gosh.
completely detached from reality, as Nicola heard nothing but screams before he blacked out.
Whoa, bro.
Nicola was awake. He could still see, hear, smell.
Oh,
he was alive.
Gosh.
Working his way through broken glass.
Bro, I didn't know trains like.
Nicola stood
I didn't even
up,
know trains can crash, bro.
looked
Unless
around,
obviously like the cars in the
and
way, like the
realized
tracks
just
between
how
them.
lucky he
I didn't.
was.
Damn.
This tragedy all happened.
Oh my
Drake's
god.
fate.
Wait, because of what? I'm sorry. I'm gonna try. Stop trying to
Tragedy
talk.
all happened because the train's brakes failed, causing the train to derail.
Oh
Looked
my
around
gosh.
and realized just how lucky he was. This tragedy all happened because the train's brakes failed, causing the train to derail. Now, Nicola isn't the only player that's had it rough,
Damn.
because Lamello Ball was almost murdered. Yeah.
Really?
Back when Lamello was just 4 years old, his dad took him to a gym in LA. At first, things were going great. He was playing ball, having a good family time. Until some adults started arguing across the gym. Now, being a curious kid, Lamello wanted to go see the action. And while he was watching this argument go down, he heard one of the guys say, "I'ma be back," before walking out the front door. And once this dude left, Lamello got back to playing basketball with his dad. Everything seemed normal. But just a few minutes later, the gym door burst open and Lamello saw that same dude walk back in. Except this time, he started shooting up
Hey,
the
niggas like
entire
that, bro.
gym.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all be careful out there in basketball courts, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, like, egos just get too ahead of people, bro. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee they were probably arguing about a call in the game, and then one of them just couldn't take it right or whatever, bro. And they just escalated it, bro, and they just kept dragging it. It's lame. And you came back into a gym to do that, bro, at worst, like.
Lamello saw everyone around him start
Coward,
screaming and running for the exits.
Do that shit
But
outside,
he was in
my nigga.
so much shock.
Somewhere
He
else.
just dropped his basketball. And
I mean, don't do it at all, but I mean, if you gotta, whatever, but
Lamello
it's like,
was
bro, you bring
just
that
a
to
child,
everybody.
seeing his short life flash before his eyes, thinking, is this already the end? But all of a sudden, Lamello was scooped up into someone's arms and swung over their shoulders. And as he heard bullets flying past his head, he was carried out of the gym. Lamello barely made it out with his life. And when he looked up to see who rescued him, it was none other than his dad, LeVar Ball. Damn. To think that
nice.
We almost lost Lamello before we even knew him. It's crazy. But at least Lamello left without a scratch. Because Paul Pierce, on the other hand, he messed with the wrong woman. And the consequences left him fighting for his life.
Not the one where he shitted himself.
Back in September of 2000, Pierce and his boys decided to hit up the Buzz nightclub in Boston. And being single at the time, Pierce started talking to some girls. You know, spitting some game.
Now, I knew about his him getting stabbed back in the day and everything like that. But I didn't know what the reason was for.
There was one girl that really caught his eye. So Pierce approached, bought her a drink, and of course they hit it off. But I don't really think her boyfriend liked that too much. Yeah, she already had a man, and he was watching this whole thing happen from across the bar.
Right there, you shouldn't even be with the bitch then. Like, bro, like if a girl allows another nigga to buy her a drink, you need to leave her on the spot. Forget her ride home. You drive home ahead of time and just throw her shit wherever you can find it. You know what I'm saying? And put it out the door, bro, if she's living with you. Like, that shouldn't even be your girl. She's for the streets. Like, always over women half these damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these things happen, bro. Like, it's crazy as hell.
Walked up,
pussy rule the world.
Right in Pierce's face and told him to get the out. But Pierce wasn't about to leave. He was just getting started. So he argued back, saying that he thought she was single and that it was just a misunderstanding.
Exactly.
Boyfriend wasn't hearing it, though, and he decided to squash this beef for good. So he called over his boys from across the room. And what happened next almost killed Paul Pierce. 3 dudes pulled out knives and started stabbing him 3 times in the stomach and 5 times in the back.
I didn't know. I thought it was 3.
As they were about to run away,
I thought it was twice.
They even hit Paul Pierce in the face with a beer bottle.
Over a fucking woman, bro. Over a woman. I'm pretty sure they got caught or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Over a woman, you lost your freedom, bro. First of all, that should be a sign, bro. Like, bro, you guys, bro, I promise you, bro, like, y'all niggas need to think better than this, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know this is like back in the early 2000s, but it shit still goes on today, even way worse. This time it's just guns now. It's not even just knives. They was just being friendly, to be honest with you, that time. Like, bro, you guys know that I'm taking, bro. If I ever see my girl fucking, like, get a drink bought by a dude left on the spot, I'm hopping in the whip. Thank you for letting me see that. Gone. That is literally cheating. Like, you should have been thanking your girl for literally just saying that, like, she doesn't want you anymore. You could have pulled another baddie in the club that was probably 5 times way of an upgrade, bro. And you lost your freedom. And you, first of all, you didn't even check the damn girl first. I understand. No, I didn't even understand. First of all, like, you already checked Pierce, okay? But you didn't even, it sounded like from the story, he didn't even check the girl at all. So he literally took all the anger out. You should be taking that out on your girl, bro. Like, that's so damn crazy how pussy really be ruling the world, bro. Like,
sending him straight to the ground, laying in a pool of his own blood. This seemed like the end. But suddenly, 2 of Pierce's boys showed up and rushed him straight to the ER, where Pierce got emergency surgery. And after 2 days in the hospital, his life was saved, making this the most traumatic moment of his entire life. Now, knives and stabbing, that's one thing, but looking down the barrel of a gun, that's a whole different level that Damien Lillard had to fight through. Back in 2008, Dame was waiting at a bus stop after practice one night, all by himself. And when 3 guys walked by, they didn't see Dame. They saw an opportunity. The guys walked up to Dame and demanded that he hand over his backpack. Now, at this point, Dame was in high school, and he was nearly 6 feet tall. I mean, he thought that he was a grown-ass man, so he wasn't about to let these guys rob him for his stuff. Dame thought he could stand up to these guys and they'd walk away, just like you see in the movies. And that's when Dame looked each of them in their eyes, told them to step off, and said that he wasn't giving them a damn thing. But this was a big mistake, because what happened next almost ended Dame's life. One of the men lunged at him, and they started fighting for the bag. And at first, Dame was able to defend himself. But eventually, the guys decided enough was enough. One of them pulled out a gun and pointed it right in Dame's face, stopping him in his tracks. Suddenly, Dame didn't feel so big and tough anymore. He was staring down the barrel of a gun.
Bro, I mean, you didn't have to say that
He
big.
saw
Nobody's
his
gonna be
NBA
standing up to a damn.
dreams
Come on, bro.
just slipping away. Dame thought it was over for him, but luckily, the gun was put away. The dudes grabbed his bag and ran off down the street. And even though he didn't get shot that night, this moment changed him for the rest of his life. Fast forward to a 2016 interview, and Dame reflected on his near-death experience, saying, "This was one of those moments when I realized how serious it is in Oakland, how at risk you are growing up in a place like that. It made me sharper, made me more alert. I had a different appreciation just walking around and living and being free. Man, I was a fan of Dame already, but I've got a different appreciation for him after this. I mean, just imagine the NBA without Damien Lillard. It wouldn't be the same. But that's not to say that the NBA itself is safe. I mean, Rudy Tomjanovich almost got killed by another NBA player on the court. See, back in 1977, Rudy's Rockets were facing the Lakers when a fight broke out at center court. That's when Rudy decided to come and try to help break things up. But there was one Lakers player, Kermit Washington, who had the wrong idea.
Other than what you heard, the only three players down on that play that at that time was myself, Kareem, and Kevin Cooner. A scuffle broke out between me and Kevin Cooner. And as that was being broken up, I saw something from the corner of my eye, and it was Rudy running at me 100 miles an hour. And I swung. And it was a mistake that I made in judgment. Now I look back at it, and Rudy was hurt very badly. So that was the beginning of the whole thing.
Rudy got absolutely sucker punched right in the face.
Damn, bro.
And immediately dropped to the floor. But this was just one punch. I mean, how bad could it be? Well, Rudy was completely unconscious. So his coach decided to rush him to the ER. And that's where he had his face surgically repaired. And after waking up in a hospital bed, Rudy found out just how bad his injuries were. He had a broken nose, fractured jaw and skull, cracked cheekbones, and a concussion. His entire head was literally broken. I mean, if he had taken just one more punch, he would have died on the court. But luckily, he didn't. And after 15 days in a LA hospital, Rudy's life was saved, and he was forced to wear a face mask for the rest of his career. As for the dude that punched him, he was only fined $10,000. 10 grand for almost ending a life.
Bro, if you do that this year in the NBA, man, you getting fined $3.5 billion, bro.
Who actually did die and then came back to life. I'm talking about
I remember this situation.
Lamar Odom. It all started when Lamar was just a kid. He had things pretty rough. His father was always using drugs, and his mom died when he was 12. So, to distract himself from all the pain he was feeling, he started playing basketball. But eventually, Lamar discovered a deadly way to keep his demons in check. See, in 2003, at a party in Miami, Lamar tried drugs for the first time. and he was hooked immediately. And over the next few years, while playing for the Lakers, he developed an addiction. Now, Lamar didn't let it affect him on the court, so he was able to keep his issue a secret from everyone. But fast forward to 2009, by the time he married Khloe Kardashian, he was living two completely different lives. One day he'd be with his family, filming TV shows, just living the life of an NBA superstar.
Ooh, did you see Kim's car that she has in the front yard? Lamar can't fit in it.
It's dope.
But the next day, he'd be in the club after a Lakers game, doing massive amounts of drugs. By 2011, Lamar's demons had him in a chokehold. All he wanted to do was get high. So, he fell out of shape, and his play got so bad, he was out of the NBA entirely by 2013. And at this point, his problem had taken control of his life, and he just couldn't hide it anymore. So one night, after threatening his wife during a drug-fueled rage, Lamar got kicked out of the house for good. And that is when things got deadly. With no one to turn to and nothing else to do, he started using drugs every day for 2 straight years. And eventually, his body couldn't take it anymore. In October of 2015, Lamar was partying at a club in Crystal, Nevada, and blacked out on the dance floor. He was rushed to a hospital in Las Vegas
I didn't even know that.
and went into a coma. Lamar suffered kidney failure,
I remember that when that
had
happened.
12 different strokes, and 6 heart attacks.
It's just cringy to hear
all
that
while
again.
he was unconscious. He was put on life support and given a feeding tube. The
Stay away
doctors
from
even
drugs,
called his
y'all.
family,
For real.
told him to come to the
He's
hospital.
talking about pills, coke, and all that. He's not talking about weed. Weed is
And
not no
after
drug,
3
bro.
days in a coma, his doctor was ready to officially rule him
get it
dead
twisted.
when, out of nowhere, Lamar opened his eyes and came back to life. Now, he wasn't able to walk or talk and had to completely relearn how to just live. But he was alive. And doctors said it was an absolute miracle. Odom was then flown to a hospital in LA where he spent the next few months in rehab. And it's been a long road to recovery ever since. I mean, Odom is still working on getting healthy to this day.
How much of a difference did it make to you getting professional help?
I think I'm still pretty much doing that. Whenever I tell my story, it works as a form of therapy for me.
Does it?
Yeah, I feel lighter. Just don't feel like anything can hold me back. Feel less shameful. Feel a little bit more proud.
Prayers up to Lamar, man. We're rooting for you, dog. That was a tough section to get through. But Nick Young's story, on the other hand, is just weird. See, Nick found out he has an enemy that wants to drown him. Back when Nick was dating Iggy Azalea, they wanted to go on a cute little date. So they thought, hey, let's go swim with some dolphins. They packed their bags, flew to Cabo, and hit up a local aquarium. But this would turn out to be a deadly mistake, because when Nick jumped in the water with some dolphins, he immediately realized that he didn't drop a like and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, that's right, bad things happen when you don't support the channel. Some people even call it a curse. And I know you don't want that, so what are you doing? But anyways.
Bro, I gotta give it up to the rebound, bro. Like, if someone anybody on YouTube can sell you, make sure you like the video in the most nicest, just perfectly edited way, this guy is literally the legend of doing it. This is #1 I've seen. Out of everything I've reacted to ever.
So
bro.
realized he wasn't swimming with an ordinary dolphin.
Oh, it's a shark.
This dolphin was psychotic and out for blood.
What the fuck is a dolphin doing?
Vacation. Dolphin was trying to kill me for some reason. He was playing with everybody else. Doing what dolphins do, the ant and all that. Everybody went around in circles, hang on a little plan, you know. And when I went on, he didn't go around. He just went straight down. So he was trying to kill me. So yeah, he's trying to drown me. But I seen it happening, so I jumped out the water and took off the little life vest and just threw my little water shoes, and I stayed outside.
Wait a minute. I know this.
Bro, why is Swaggy
This is the same
P's so damn
dolphin that tried to
smooth
kill
when he
Kevin
talks,
Hart.
bro?
Gotta watch out for these dolphins, man. I think they're smarter than we realize. I'm just thankful Nick is still alive. That was a close one. But Steph Curry should be thankful too, because he almost died.
No way.
And it wasn't even his
Curry,
fault.
man, never that.
See, back in November of 2018, Curry was driving his Porsche on a highway in Oakland when all of a sudden, a white Lexus went to switch lanes, spun out of control, and crashed into the front of Curry's car, sending him into the guardrail. And this was horrifying. Now,
I think I remember a
Curry
little bit
was
of it, but I
stuck
never
in his
seen the
car
footage.
in the middle of a highway, surrounded by other cars going 80 miles per hour.
Damn.
And to make things worse, while Curry was waiting for the police to show up, a black Honda lost control too, and they crashed into him from behind.
What?
Miraculously, Curry wasn't hurt, and he knew he was pretty lucky to leave the scene without even a scratch. His car was completely totaled, and all it would have taken is a hit from one wrong angle, and Curry could have died on the spot, or at the very least, suffered a career-ending injury. So, Curry only had one man to thank: God. But
Facts.
hey, at least Curry only lost his car, because some NBA players end up losing everything. Like, one player literally lost $100 million
Hey, we already seen
because he
that.
attacked his
Hey, man, that's just me. Coming over.